WLTC First News starts right now.
Happy Independence Day. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Don Hammond. Our big story for you, Independence Day celebrations in full swing across the Chattahoochee Valley. Fireworks are often the main attraction in the evening, as you know, but during the day, some families flock to Freedom Fest at the National Infantry Museum just off post at Fort Benning, right where I was not long ago. Fear of the heat could not compete with the fun of Freedom Fest at the National Infantry Museum and Soldier Center.
Dress fund!
Freedom Fest 2018, just beyond the Fort Benning gate, officially fires off with help from a piece of Civil War artillery.
Fire! In the 17th Indiana Company I, which fought at the battles of Columbus here, April 16th, 1865 on Easter Sunday. Here, and then we also do a Confederate contingent, which is the 9th Georgia Company C, which was mustered here in Muskogee County. They were called the Columbus Rebels. They fought in the Army in Northern Virginia under Lee. Fire!
Patriotic parents with kids in tow see and hear how heroes fought for freedom and the rights we all enjoy. You got some of your family members looking at some of those that equipment over there, huh?
I bring my grandchildren out to make sure they know what they are benefiting from the soldiers that went before them.
Taking a moment to think about what even the founding fathers, just signing their name on a piece of paper, what they risked by doing that.
A lot of them didn't make it.
A lot of them didn't make it.
Freedom Fest is hot, fun, and informative, burning uniquely American memories in the minds of the military, veterans, and even civilians who are thankful for the sacrifice. And this is for everyone, of course, Freedom Fest for military civilians to enjoy, made possible by the Maneuver Center of Excellence and a host of civilian sponsors. Now, meantime, on the Alabama side of the Chattahoochee, there are plenty of festivities going on as well. An event for the Holy Trinity Church of Fort Mitchell celebrating a reunion there today. This event includes all past members and groups with people coming in from various states to celebrate. There will be dancing at the church until 8 o'clock tonight. So check out the conversation about this big story and others on our Facebook page. Just like our page at WLTZ First News. Go there, share some stories, and comment about the big stories you care about. And time now to check the first forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jim Kosek. Jim?
Hey, still plenty of time for everyone to get outside and enjoy what the Mother Nature is offering us, even though there are some hit-miss thunderstorms. I think most fireworks displays will go off without a hitch, but there's always that little rogue thunderstorm that we got to keep tabs on. That's what our WLTZ First Look Doppler radar is all about. Not much happening up the road toward Chambers County. You just see a little bit of shower activity moving east to west. Similar bet as you come on in through portions of Talbot County. Very thin coverage to the wet weather. If there's any thunder and lightning outside, that's either side of the hooch right there, getting away from Stewart County and through northern portions of Quitman County and Barber County, excuse me, the northern flank of it. And our future WLTZ Doppler radar shows that the coverage area to thunderstorms will continue to be thin. There's a look at the 9 o'clock time frame, the 11 o'clock time frame, and then certainly drier shortly thereafter. So I want to list off just a partial list for fireworks in LaGrange at Boyd Park, as well as Pine Road Park, Phoenix City Amphitheater, Don, Uptown's Lake and Talbot County, Callaway Gardens, Sanford Stadium, and the Florence Marina State Park, all with fireworks this evening.
Fireworks big time tonight. It is the 4th of July, anyway. All right. Thank you, Jim. Get the latest forecast update. Even watch our newscasts streaming live on your phone or your tablet. Just download our app from the App Store. And with that in mind, the loud noises during the 4th of July celebrations can frighten pets. And every year, pets do run away and end up at a shelter or worse. Marlena Mumo offers some tips to keep your pet safe and calm during the Independence Day celebrations and what to do if your pet does end up running away.
While 4th of July is great fun for most of us, the loud explosions from fireworks can frighten our pets.
Pets, as most people know, are typically terrified of fireworks. These are big, loud noises that animals do not understand what's going on. So a lot of times cats and dogs especially you see getting really spooked. Animals get lost at this time of year just constantly. Our shelter will fill up on the 4th and 5th of July.
Last year, the Lee County Humane Society had 15 to 20 lost pets from the 4th. So before kicking off your your celebrations, make sure to keep your pet indoors and resist taking them to parties.
So one of the most common signs that a dog is experiencing stress that people don't notice is panting. So sometimes panting is just because they're exercising and they're tired, right? But a lot of times panting is, I am stressed, I'm trying to have some way to relieve this stress. So if you see a dog in a situation such as a party on the 4th of July and it's panting a lot, that is a good sign that you need to go ahead and get that dog out of that situation.
Update their identification and keep a tag on your pet.
If you do not have one and you need kind of a quick solution, you can write the phone number, your phone number on a dog's collar, same for a cat.
And if your pet does end up going missing, check social media.
Immediately get on Facebook. Social media is a great tool for lost and found pets. There is a page on Facebook called Opelika Auburn Lost and Found Pets. Definitely go on there. People post photos of animals that have been found. They post photos of animals that have been lost. And sometimes you see animals being reunited on the site within an hour.
And then give the shelter a call. Let them know your pet is missing and you can fill out a lost and found form. Marlena Muma, WLTZ First News.
So if something happens to your dog or cat on the 4th of July, the Wilford and Kate Bailey Small Animal Teaching Hospital in Auburn open 24/7, we're told. More facts now to remember about this. Even if your pet doesn't seem to mind fireworks, they can still harm them. Avoid potential burns, injuries, or ingestion by keeping your pets away from that. Horses get spooked during this time as well. Braid and ID tag into their mane in case they do run away. The idea is to keep dogs out of the shelter for a few days while it fills up with runaway pets. Over the next few days, please, some experts are asking to please foster pets if you do have the time. Also in the news, Roswell, Georgia police say a Georgia teen with a disability is dead after an accidental shooting. Yesterday, officers arrived at Mountain Motorsports to find a man in his late teens dead from a gunshot wound. Police say a group of disabled boys in their late teens were left in a car outside the business while an adult went inside. One of the teens was handling a gun left inside a vehicle, shot another one of the teens, killing him. A 63-year-old man not connected to the group was hit in the hand. Also, he was taken to the hospital for treatment. And a veteran who set himself on fire in Atlanta last week has passed away. Investigators say John Michael Watts was disgruntled with the Department of Veterans Affairs. The 58-year-old veteran died in a hospital on Monday. Watts used a homemade explosive device and fireworks and doused himself with a flammable liquid outside the state capitol building. The Georgia State Patrol said the incident left him with burns over at least 85% of his body. In Atlanta, police now searching for answers after finding a married couple strangled in their half-burned home. Carl Willis reports.
It makes me wonder about who it was. Where are they? Could it happen to me?
Those questions coming from concerned neighbors who live on Harville Drive in Northwest Atlanta, where a married couple was found dead in a burning home Tuesday morning. Investigators canvassed the neighborhood Tuesday night after an autopsy revealed that the couple had been strangled to death.
Everybody's like in shock. It's like, wow, what? You know, this actually, what happened in my neighborhood? No, it didn't.
The damage caused by the fire only adds to the mystery in the death of the 67-year-old man and 65-year-old woman. It also clouds the evidence, or at least what's left of it.
We don't know whether the fire started as a result of a struggle or whether the fire was intentionally set.
APD Homicide is leading the investigation, but working closely with arson investigators.
Unfortunately, because of the fire, over 50% of that structure was damaged. So right now, we can't determine whether someone forced entry into that house or someone that they led into that location.
The victim's son told Channel 2 Action News that his mother and stepfather were separated but working to reconcile and had only lived together in the house for a few months. Police are now calling on the public for any insight into the deaths, and neighbors tell me they also need to know.
Like right now, today, what is the real truth? But the truth is going to be told.
As Carl Willis reporting now, investigators say they're searching not only for clues, but some witnesses as well. Columbus police arrested a man for sexual assault yesterday. 58-year-old Michael David Winslet arrested yesterday, charged with felony rape. He is scheduled to appear in Recorder's Court tomorrow afternoon. Gas prices continuing to steadily rise. Coming up, we'll tell you how this may impact your holiday weekend.
And what about the thunderstorm trend, not just this evening for fireworks displays, but as we go through the next couple of days? I tell you what, this weekend's going to feature a doozy. You want to stick around for more information on that and when the July heat gets cranked up a few more notches.
And keep up on all the breaking news and severe weather out there. Follow us on Twitter. Our handle is at WLTZ First News.
You're watching WLTZ First News with Don Hammond, weather with Chief Meteorologist Jim Kosek, and sports with Brooke Kirchhofer. WLTZ First News continues in high definition.
Welcome back. The national average price for a gallon of unleaded gas, about $2.86 right now. AAA reporting that that's 63 cents higher than a year ago. The price spike since last year likely to cause drivers about $1 billion in extra gas spending over the usual 4-day travel period. And that's combined, of course. Meanwhile, Delta warned investors Tuesday the airline paid more than for fuel during its second quarter than in the previous quarter. Strong demand for travel has allowed airlines to raise fares, though, limiting their fuel hit. And now the FAA saying it won't order airlines to stop shrinking seat size. The FAA says these videos prove planes can be evacuated quickly, and the agency doesn't need to regulate airline leg room and seat size. The tests meant to show every passenger can get out of a plane within 90 seconds, from the miracle on the Hudson to a fiery explosion in Chicago in 2016 to a crash in Denver. Passengers have gotten out alive. And a code red heat alert issued right in the middle of a popular Atlanta road race today. An estimated 60,000 runners and walkers were expected to take part in the 49th annual AJC Peachtree Road Race, an Atlanta 4th of July tradition course in Atlanta. Organizers started the 10-kilometer race at 7 in the morning to try to beat the heat, but around 9 o'clock, the heat and high humidity caught up with them, causing the track club to issue this red alert. Joggers were told to slow down and hydrate and consider stopping if needed. No emergencies, though, were reported. An annual hot dog eating contest, a huge event for some people that are hungry. Straight ahead, we'll take you to the results.
And that heat index in excess of 90 degrees yet again, but no triple digits showing up on the map. So at least we're escaping the worst of summer until...
WLTZ First News Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jim Kosek.
Well, all right. We're still looking at plenty of warmth across the area. Nothing in terms of terrible heat, if you will. We do have some clouds bubbling up in advance of some hit-miss storms, but really the coverage area to thunderstorms remains pretty small across the area. I'll still go with the 30% price tag, but after 9 o'clock, we are going to see a distinct decrease in terms of thunderstorm activity. Not completely rain-free, okay? There's still going to be that rogue thunderstorm, just hopefully it is not where you're viewing some of the fireworks festivities. Now, when we check out the view from space, you can see that the coverage area for thunderstorms is more south of Columbus as opposed to east. And this is one of the features rotating. There's Chopper the weather dog right there. You got to lift your head up, buddy, so everybody can see you. He's got his Independence Day red collar on right there, helping me out today. The center of the storm system just off to the south of Jacksonville will continue to move on into the Gulf of Mexico over the next couple of days. But as it does so, it weakens dramatically and is squished southward by a dome of high pressure just off to our north. So even though we still have that storm system right here, and you see these little spokes of energy noted by the bright shaded clouds right there, really the coverage area to thunderstorms after this evening really isn't going to be all that terrific until we see a cool front arriving from the north and west, and that cool front is situated out over portions of the western Great Lakes on into the upper plains, anywhere from Nebraska on and through Minnesota right now. And even though that front will stall just off to our north, it's close enough to bring the thunderstorms back into the picture. More so, I should say. So 74 degrees, thunderstorm coverage area thin and getting even thinner after 9 o'clock this evening. The 8-day forecast would be one where we're going to see a lot of heat returning to the region. Matter of fact, temperatures back into the mid-90s eventually. Let me go back there for you and show you that we're dealing with low to mid-90s over the next couple of days, but the coverage area to thunderstorms is not all that great. But this weekend, it all ramps up. Numerous showers and thunderstorms. There is the potential for damaging wind gusts here and isolated flooding downpours. But once that front to our north washes out, fizzles, the prospects of getting wet for a large part of next week after Monday are pretty tiny, almost nil, if you will. So the heat builds. So once we get the temperatures 94 degrees and higher, which we'll have for Wednesday onward, that means the heat index is well over 100, maybe even over 105.
Oh my goodness, that's big numbers.
Big numbers indeed.
Might be able to get away from the rain. Not away from the hot dogs, though.
Yeah, now to a fun 4th of July event. Brooke, take it away.
Yes, the 4th of July, and people in New York have a fun annual contest to celebrate. In Coney Island, Brooklyn, hot dog eating legend Joey Chestnut won his 11th title at this year's Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest. Chestnut set a new world record by eating 74 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Gross. Chestnut won 8 Nathan's hot dog contests in a row from 2007 to 2014, and he holds nearly 4 dozen other competitive eating records. Mickey Sudu, the reigning women's champ, also repeated as champion in the women's competition. She downed 37 hot dogs to win her 5th straight title.
I don't think I could eat one after seeing that.
It's entertaining.
Hey, I respect, you know. He's a winner. All right. So what else you got for us in sports?
Well, there's hot dogs in baseball, right?
Yeah, I guess so, but no crying, I know that.
Well, the Braves are spending their 4th of July up in New York, looking to close out the series against the Yankees with a win. I'll have more on that coming up in sports.
WLTC First News Sports with Brooke Kirchhofer.
Welcome back in. What's the 4th of July?
So the competition this Thursday in Rome,
Yes.
Georgia. Good deal. All right. Thank you, Brooke. Well, Jim, what do you got for us?
Well, we're going to be able to give away an umbrella, and, it's out in Columbus, Georgia to Stephanie Jones. So congratulations. Check your email to find out how to claim your prize.
WLTC First News continues in high definition.
And finally today, a local organization helping reunite 5 baby birds of prey with their parents. These birds left homeless when their nest was accidentally cut down. Their nest was discovered by a tree company taking down a row of old pine trees in Narragansett, Rhode Island. Now, workers carefully lowered the hawks to the ground. Of course, it cost the Wildlife Center, they say, about $400 just to feed the hawks so far. I'm not sure what kind of hawks they are, but let's just pretend they're bald eagles, but
Cute
probably
ones.
not. But yeah. It is Independence Day, of course.
Yeah, thunderstorm on the prowl throughout the course of the evening hours, but not much coverage tomorrow, more so over the weekend.
Good deal. All right. Thank you, Jim. Thanks for joining us right here on July 4th. NBC Nightly News up next. Have yourself a wonderful Independence Day.
Bye, guys.
Well, it's been a little more than 2 weeks since the March 3rd tornado outbreak. Plenty of storm cleanup yet to be done.
However, I found out recently storm cleanup had to stop for one local family after a man was injured cutting a dangerously dangling tree right next to his home.
We are inside the downstairs bathroom, my wife, my daughter, and our cat, and just holding on to each other and listening to this thing go by. I've never experienced anything like that before.
Aurelio of Ellerslie has a scary story to tell.
People say it sounded like a train or a truck, and it seemed like it was like right next door to the house. We got very lucky. We really got lucky.
I heard your neighbor wasn't so lucky.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's a military serviceman. He was away for school, came back this past Tuesday, tried to do some cleanup.
Yeah.
He asked me to come help him out. One thing we know, we're cutting a tree down. Next thing you know, the tree is on top of him. Broke his lower leg. I had to cut part of the tree off.
It sometimes takes teamwork to recover from a terrible tornado. So while the military member's on the mend, Aurelio and I remove what's left of his neighbor's tree.
You got to go to soccer.
Yes, sir.
So you get that last log and you better take off.
I will.
I'll finish it up.
Thank you for the help.
All right.
You're awesome.
Damaged his kidneys.
So the man with the broken leg out of the hospital, back home, and all evidence of that tree that injured the man has been raked clean from his lawn. I'm sure he was happy about that.
Good job. Good job. Well, today, among the many receiving their jump wings, a third-generation Army airborne soldier, our Don Hammond was there.
It's a day more than 400 highly motivated Fort Benning troops have been waiting for. After more than a month of physical, mental, and technical training, these super soldiers are ready to receive their jump wing. Not everyone can pass the test to be a paratrooper.
He or she must be in good physical health and meet certain physical fitness requirements, since over 90% of the training is strenuous and involves bodily contact with the ground.
Among the many here to witness this major moment on Fort Benning's Eubanks Field, an Army mom and dad who knew their son would be a paratrooper before he was even born.
It's quite the story. When I was here many, many years ago, I found out immediately after airborne school that I was expecting my son. I went through airborne school expecting. 9 months later, he was born, so this is not his first jump.
My goodness.
Tiniest fella in the womb, so it was just meant to be.
Roger
It's the
that.
truth.
We just made it official today. He's an airborne ranger, infantryman.
All the way.
Yeah.
Every day. All right. Well, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you,
for raising a son that's so patriotic.
Absolutely, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes this morning's graduation ceremony for Airborne Class 1619.
Reporting from Fort Benning, Don Hammond, WLTZ First News.
And after the airborne graduation, a somber, reflective scene on Fort Benning's Airborne Memorial to honor those who did not come home. Paratroopers are well aware of the dangers of jumping from a plane into battle. Some survive and some do not. Being honored this year, a 100-year-old paratrooper who helps place the wreath. That's him in the blue suit with the stripe. Many years ago, he rode into D-Day on a glider after being trained right here on Fort Benning.
Well, I'm hitting 100.
Oh, my goodness.
So they're going to be taking me up here.
You were with gliders, you said?
Yes, the 88th and 326th Glider Regiments and 13th Airborne Division. We were organized right here in 1942, right here at Fort Benning.
Wow, and there was so much more going on Benning today. Something even children could get into because it's STEM week on Fort Benning. Science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM, are made a lot more fun when there are high-tech toys to learn with. Benning's robotics division on Faith Middle School property, encouraging the kids to get interested in subjects that could lead to not just a good career in the military, but also economic success. That means a high-paying job.
Well, our hope is that students stick to science, technology, engineering, and math because they don't always have to join the Army to serve. They could work for one of these companies to make one of these great products that help save soldiers' lives.
Yeah, the Red Cross has delivered more than 8,500 meals so far and provided essential counseling and services in a 3-county area. I found out this morning, though, many of the more than 140 volunteers are not from this region.
How many prior law enforcement do we have in here?
It's an early morning meeting of the minds at Red Cross Tornado Response Headquarters in Opelika, Alabama. With so much to do and very little time, coordination is key.
Everybody hear that?
Red Cross leadership and volunteers are motivated, compassionate, and productive while keeping urgency in mind.
So what we're doing now is partnering with our other agencies to set up central locations where those residents can come in to see what services we're able to provide them for their long-term recovery.
This massive disaster response would not be possible without the help of Red Cross professionals coming in from way across the country.
You're part of the bereavement team.
Yes. Right. Kendra Gerald is from Dayton, Ohio, more than 600 miles away from the important work she's doing right now in the heart of the tornado impact area.
I've been assigned to a team. We are dealing directly with the families and the victims who suffered the most losses.
And being from Louisiana, you're familiar with natural disasters.
Yes, Katrina. I've also worked with Harvey over in Houston. I was in Puerto Rico.
The terrifying twister came and left about a week and a half ago, scarring the land, tearing families apart, and leaving a giant job for the American Red Cross that will take longer to complete.
So if you'd like to help in this effort, all you got to do, go to redcross.org.
Lots to be done.
Yeah.